Hey everyone, this is Zotic Leader 635 on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today I'm going to show you another Macarena Gorilla. Now this one's pretty different from the ones I have seen before, and I really wanted to cover it because of course it's like the third Macarena Gorilla that I have, and I like it, I just like it. So this is a gorilla made by the company YIN FA. You really cannot tell because it really doesn't say, but the logotype of this is on the battery compartment cover of the bell ringing Santas. And let me go ahead really quick on the the saved pictures that I have of all the repairs that I do, because I'm pretty sure I must have it here. I'm pretty sure that I should actually have pictures of when the Santa Claus was new. Well, new. I should have it. Well, long behold, I don't. Guess I was wrong. Well, the deal is that YIN FA is basically a company that I don't really know much about. All I know is that they've made 3 of these bell-ringing Santa toys that... ignore the one with light-up eyes because that one's not YIN FA. That one's 10 times better made. But there's been plenty that I've seen with the YIN FA logotype, and the main way to figure out if it is a YIN FA is by the candle it has. The candle, the face, and the way the feet or the legs pretty much are built. So I'm going to go ahead real quick and find the pictures of the gorilla because I'm getting really pissed. There we go. Wait, are there more pictures before that? There's these. Okay, I'll start by these. So this is pretty much the day I got them. You know, it was a Sunday, and I got it along with TV Teddy, which was the thing I wanted to buy mainly. And you know, when I approached to the stand, I saw a black bulk, and I was like, "Oh my God, is this a gorilla?" Yes, it was a gorilla. This is how the inside looks like. It has a pretty basic board for gorillas like these. It's really weird to see a board that does not have the other board that's, you know, that's like the brain of the thing, and it's kind of weird to see that. But what calls my attention is that YIN FA actually implanted a big speaker on it. Well, big speaker, you know, a metallic speaker. While the YIN FA bell ringing Santa Claus has it plastic, a small plastic one. Too bad I don't really have any pictures on the company, because I would have liked to have a couple. Damn. Oh well, you know how life is. Anyways, uses 2 AA batteries. The switch is not an actual switch, it's actually more of a shit. Okay, that was unexpected. There we go. Thank goodness it didn't trigger itself again. Because this one has a weird tendency to turn itself on again. It's weird, but I'll go ahead and explain why it is. But, okay then. I'm fucking tired of your bullshit. You piece of shit. There you go. Anyways, as I was explaining within the insights of this thing, the clap sensor actually goes through the outside of the toy, so you can actually feel it around here. I actually moved it all the way to the bottom because the thing is that whenever this works like this, you know, it's dancing and everything, there's sometimes when it turns off, it turns on again, but not, you know, it immediately just triggers on again. And that is because it doesn't really have a long pause. If it would have a pause of a second or two, it would actually work just fine like any other gorilla should. Of course, as I've said before, this right here is what the switch is, and I'm sorry if the wires are covering it, but it's basically a tin, and there's a little piece that I actually, no, never mind, this was not the piece that I lost, and I ended up finding back again. But it's like the little piece of the switch goes here, and it basically touches this with this, and that's how it all works, you know. This is basically like a negative contact without the spring. That's just how cheap they took it. And other than that, as I've said before, a pretty primary circuit board that I really didn't think it was going to be like this. But as I've said, you can tell this is made by YIN FA, by the traces and everything, due to the fact the YIN FA bell ringing Santa Claus. And I'll try to look for the picture of the clean board, not the corroded one. It's pretty much around the same color. You know, it's going through the same color pretty much. It's a whitish. Just that the camera is dumb and it doesn't let me show it entirely of the color it is. Okay then. So we were by this. Of course, it did have a factory defect, I think it was, which the mouth right here, the mouth mechanism was actually popping out. This is supposed to be covered by the helmet, okay? And I actually had to modify this as well because the mouth would not open all the way. It would hardly open. That is probably why they did this, you know, where they kept the mouth completely shut and they didn't cover it up. It's because the part in between the, how can I explain it? The part in between the, okay, for anybody who has disassembled one of these, you guys know when the head goes down, the mouth opens because there's like a little, the mouth basically has a tab on the back that touches the head block, the body block pretty much, the one that does this. It touches a part of it and that's how it opens up. Well, in this case, it was not high, it was not, the space was not big enough, so it would hardly open. So what I had to do was put baking soda and super glue, a bunch of layers to be exact, so this would actually be all the way open. Other than that, of course the eyes are way different than what Magogos are usually like. They are actually implanted eyes, they are not painted. And the face itself is actually a whole lot smaller than the others. This is the Colden Toys one, and this is the other one. They're really small comparing them. Another thing is that you disassemble it in a different way than some others that I've known before, because on these, the head cloth is actually a separate piece. You just move it like that, you undo a zip tie, or in this case a twist tie, and you can already take apart the head to, you know, to slide the mechanism without the head through the butt once you open up the pouch. The thing about it is that it's not like that in this case. It is like that, but you have to unglue all of this thing and then open up the head and then just continue from there. Just carry on from where I said before. You just, you know, open up here, you unstitch, and you just pull the mechanism out. The arms are stuffed, so are the legs, and that's another thing that really did call my attention, which most of these have them just made out of cloth. They don't really have any sort of stuffing or anything. So that also called my attention. And of course, the main appearance of it, the way it was made, I did have to replace a few things, fix a few things as well, because the battery compartment was actually broken. That's why whenever I show the specific picture of the battery compartment, it was open. It's because that's how it was. I don't know if you guys can see the screw right there, but the screw holder was actually snapped. So what I had to do was just glue it, and that was practically it. I really could not do anything else at the moment. I could have done something else, but it's just a battery compartment. It's not like if it's gonna make a huge difference. But I mean, it's in one piece. The thing is in one piece, and it is, I'll go ahead and show it for the heck of it. It's alright. I mean, it's, as I said, it's glued, but it's alright. It's not like it's gonna break in any time. And, what else do we have? Well, of course, another thing is that, the original belt it had was decayed. It was fucked up. It's just a piece of shit. The motor was also locked up, to be exact. And there was another issue within the mechanism that I just can't quite remember. Actually, no, that was practically it. Another thing, okay, of course, a thing that did actually call my attention that I don't know if I have, I don't have the picture of it. One thing that did call my attention is that in the opposite side of the mechanism, you know, because here we have the motor, it does not have a capacitor. You know, on the opposite side where usually it would have a capacitor, it doesn't. So that caught my attention quite a lot. God damn it, what the fuck is wrong with me? I start making a video and I start yawning like a son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Fucking hate myself. Anyways, continuing. I didn't really have to replace any wires. The wires were fine. I did remake a few solder points that in all honesty seemed like complete garbage. But other than that, it was just a question. I didn't even have to clean it. That's the funny thing. I didn't even have to clean it. It was in perfect condition. It was just a question of fixing up that screw holder that snapped, which I showed. This one. This one was actually snapped off. And lubricating the mechanism, of course, this is basically how the mechanism ended up. Here's the new grease that I put in the new belt. It used to have one of those disgusting yellow belts that are, in fact, a piece of shit. And I should still have it, okay? I should still probably have it. Because I did keep it. I just don't remember if it's in here or if it's actually with the other container that has the belt for the Worlds of Wonder ones. Oh no! It's actually here with the belts, I think. With the spare belts. Because I have another bag that has nothing but random belts that came in a lot of, you know, of toy parts. And, it must be around here. It was a Ziploc bag. Like a small generic Ziploc bag that had nothing but crappy belts and such. And I do remember that one of those crappy belts was the one I'm trying to emphasize. No, actually, I think I threw it away. Yeah, I think I threw it away. Because it was pretty much like this yellow belt, but bigger. That's basically how it was. And of course, you know, those belts tend to make a gooey mess. They tend to stretch up, and they tend to just decay. And that was the case of one of the Santa Clauses that I'll review whenever, you know, in December. But I had to put a black belt that's going to probably last a lot more. Of course, grease to make it less noisier. And other than that, it was just a question of readjusting a few things, like, you know, fixing up the mouth properly and everything. Basically, adjusting things that have never been adjusted in the factory. So, yeah, that was just a thing that I had to do. But anyways, other than that, this is the finished product, and here we have it. As I said, it sometimes will trigger itself because of what I said. It just doesn't have that, you know, enough time, enough of a pause. But I guess I'll go ahead and show it. There we go. That's not supposed to happen. There we go. That's how it's supposed to happen. Okay. So, as I said, it's only supposed to repeat the song twice and then deactivate. But of course, as you guys saw, it's not a guarantee. Another thing is that depending on where the clap sensor is at, it's going to be either more sensible or less sensible to sound, because right now it's around the crotch area, because in all honesty, it's one of the places where it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really start that much by itself again. But usually the thing would be around here, around the body. it would usually be around the body, around this section. Just loose around there. That's what called my attention a lot. Again, what's weird about this specific one is that it looks like one of those jumbo ones, but with the size of a mini one. Especially because it has that, that structure that pretty much has like the legs stuffed and straight, and then it has also the arms like that. It's just like, it's like a big one but small. But as I've said, I mean, I had to undo the screws, undo a lot of things, fix it all up, and damn it, and there I am. So again, I'm gonna just activate it and let it run for a while so you guys can get a full glimpse of what this thing does and how it works. Oh. As you guys saw, it actually turned on by itself again, so it's like, fuck it. Usually either snap your fingers, it all depends on where it is, or you just do this. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be. Only one activation. Fucking piece of shit phone. Yeah, fucking shit. This phone sucks. This phone does indeed suck. Whatever. One more time for the hell of it, and then I'll end it here. Okay, let's try the classic Jordan method. Now, one thing I gotta say is that I have only one more video planned before I start with the Christmas things. For sure, like a like a countdown for Christmas, pretty much. Reviewing the animatronics that I own, made, that, of course, yeah, all the Santa Clauses and shit. I guess it's a little sin to actually show this right now, because it's not on my hands yet, but it's already paid for, and the lady just contacted me today and everything. This is next on the list, and it's pretty important because it's a, I had one of these when I was 10 years old, and it holds a lot of sentimental value for me, so this will be the last regular animatronic reviewed on the channel until I get done with all the Christmas things. So, other than that, I guess that's practically it. So, Magogo, take it away, please. Macarena, Okay then. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty improvised review over the YIN FA Macarena Gorilla. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.